0 to 100 in less than 2 seconds, the Aspark Owl, the fastest accelerating hypercar in the world. Welcome to Manifattura Automobili Torino. My name is Riccardo Garella and I'm Sales and Marketing Manager here in M.A.T. Manifattura Automobili Torino was founded in 2014 to be a place where automotive special projects happens. We go from design to engineering to manufacturing, one-off, few-off and very limited series production, unifying what is the carrozzieri art and works to a very deep and high-end technological research. Our projects today are the new Stratos and the electric hypercar Aspark Owl. The new Stratos, it's probably one of the most famous projects that we have done so far. It's a modern reinterpretation of a legendary car of the 70s, while the Aspark Owl, it's an electric hypercar, so the edge of technology and engineering development brought into the hypercar and niche manufacturing sector. We like to define M.A.T as a niche or a boutique car manufacturer. It means that we can really bring to life a project, an automotive project of course, from the design and the idea of it until bringing really the tires and putting the tires on the road. We have a very simple motto. More and more during the years we have been credited of making dreams coming true or making dream cars. We like to be humble but very concrete, and what we usually say is that our motto is we do cars. It is exactly what we try to achieve every day with our work and with our projects. The story behind this car is a one-of-a-kind story. It starts with a challenge that was presented to us by this Japanese corporation, Aspark, that wanted to create something unique and something extreme. The challenge was to realize an hypercar, an electric hypercar, that was able and capable to accelerate 0 to 100 in, let's say, times sub 2 seconds. We didn't had a lot of experience regarding electric and electric cars, not even regarding electric hypercars capable of such performances, but we took the challenge head on. What we generally do in this type of project is that we run first a feasibility to determine whether or not the target that the client asks us is really feasible and achievable. And in the second stage, we start with the development of the car. M.A.T in this regard is very particular. We are an integrator of components and of technologies, and we start from what exists in the world to develop new solutions and new vehicles. So what we did was to take this first target that we had from the client and to study what systems were needed to achieve the 0 to 100 acceleration target. The client had also a couple of particular requests. So they had clearly a design in mind that were presented to us. They wanted a car that was lower than 1 meter. So if you add all these things up, it's not a huge brief to develop a car, but it's a very compelling and strict brief on some aspect. During the project, we had to make some compromise that were unique occasion to do something nice about the car and something particular. So the car is, as I said, extremely low, and we had really few space and not enough space to accommodate, for example, normal seats in the car. So we had to design and to help our clients to design an interior that is very unique. Essentially, you don't have seats, you have upholstery pads that are connected directly to the chassis through a carbon fiber structure. And also the sitting position, since you have to accommodate and to allow space for the batteries, it's a sitting position that is much more closer to a Formula One or a race car than to a normal luxury car. And so everything it's close around the driver. Some would say that it's very strict, but it's in reality it's roomy if you know where to position yourself. And you have a very leaning back sitting position that really allows and enhances this acceleration performance. Clearly, this is also one of the main points in terms of customization that the clients can play with the difference of colors, materials, stitchings, and the overall experience is always something of luxury and performances combined. Electric cars are heavy, they need a lot of space for components, and so to have a car that was so low and so small, the design that you see, it's really particular in that sense as well, was a challenge in itself. Having said that, the concept behind it was achievable. We found out that with the right balance of performances in the motor and battery motors, not one but four, and in the battery department, we could have achieved enough torque and enough power to reach that acceleration target. And another big challenge was regarding the tires and the surface in which you run the acceleration on. The targets were achievable, we were confident that we could do the result, and so we agreed with Aspark to start the real development of the whole car. In this sense, M.A.T. is extremely niche and extremely particular. So we have in our own structure all the capabilities to bring a project from conception to the actual realization and production. The Aspark Owl was not different on this sense. So we started from the design, we packaged all the system and components that were needed to have car working. We developed from the chassis to the suspension to the all electric and electronic infrastructure. Electric cars run essentially on software. So we developed our own car management software, and with that, all the systems that take care of the acceleration, of the torque vectoring, so the coordination of 4 motors, each for each wheel, to reach that kind of performances. And in that sense, we managed to design and engineer a car that is really capable of doing 0 to 100 in less than 2 seconds. The latest test that we ran was in Greece 2 weeks ago, and what we achieved was 0 to 100 in 1.94 seconds, and we have a 0 to 300 acceleration time that is below 10 seconds, which is probably the fastest accelerating hypercar electric at the moment.